All right, all right. All right, guys. I'm going to try to make this as brief as I possibly can. So, this is Blind Justice. I just recently heard about him. He's a YouTube channel. He's a former vet, and he seems to be a civil rights auditor. I mean, I've seen channels like his, but since he's a blind vet, people seem to treat him worse, and he gets better. He gets like unique content when it comes to civil rights auditing at government locations, it looks like. Anyway, this is a story about how he was kidnapped by the police and tortured and then dragged through court, and they won't let him use his recording and listening equipment for his condition, his blind condition, so that he can take notes in the courtroom, meaning that he can't read the documents that they need him to sign in the courtroom and all kinds of stuff. So they're like, and they tortured him in jail, and the way they treated his wife in the video, like, this is the big, what's it called? Satanic cult. I'm an anarchist. I hate the police. I don't think that anybody should be begging them at all. But this is a call to action to flood the Rockingham County courthouse and officials with calls. So we're gonna get to those calls. It's these right here. We're gonna get to these calls here at the end of the video. But first, I want to just explain the story to anybody who is unfamiliar, and show the arrest video, and show the situation in more detail before we make these calls. I'm not going to be making nice calls. I'm going to be making troll calls. But everybody should be making serious inquiries, because the more people call, the more pressure is on them to bury these police officers so that they don't get dragged down with them. Because every individual is responsible for their actions, whether you're police or not. You know, a police officer is a terrible job. Your job is to hurt people and to extort people. But you should be still held responsible. You should be held responsible by the people that you harm, not by some fucking bullshit system that we are supposed to believe is our system when it's not our system. So let's just read the story here. I'm just saying that individuals should take accountability, and if this means that if the beast is going to try to sink and bury this guy for doing absolutely nothing wrong, then the people who tried to put him there should experience the consequences. So, and that would actually also include all the fucking court officials and everybody involved in this bullshit who fucking, contributed to these peaceful people's suffering or whatever. These peaceful people's oppressions. Whoever contributed to that should be held accountable, but let's at least try to get the police held accountable. So, this is a article. I don't remember who wrote it, but let's just read it. There's a persistent and prominent myth in the public perception of U.S. law enforcement that they all swear an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We've met the most common oath sworn by LEOs before in the form of badge of honor, a guest post written by a dear friend and available in the sidebar links on the right of this page. The topic of this post is somebody who appears in the attendant video, which appears in that post. One of the major reasons for the promulgation of this myth is the Hollywood image of all cops as Boy Scouts, tainted by the occasional bad apple quickly weeded out. Of course, to those of us paying attention, it's impossible not to see through this dogmatic credo to the truth below. It is not the case, no matter how deeply ingrained the myth, that all U.S. LEOs swear any kind of oath, and it's certainly not the case that those who do see the oath as anything other than words. There are those who swear such oaths, and indeed take them extremely seriously, and I want to highlight one of them here. It's no accident that the activist community is one in which veterans are heavily represented. Most of the constitutional activists I've encountered have served in one way or another. I won't do a full bio of Blind Justice here, but suffice to say, he's a former Green Beret and combat vet who took an oath and takes it seriously. Let me first say that, from my perspective, the fact that Mike is blind is neither here nor there, except insofar as it plays an active role in what's transpiring. I'm no more flabbergasted that a blind man would be an activist than I am at the fact that he's treated to the same hostility as a sighted activist. One factor, and one factor only, matters here, namely that he isn't receiving equal treatment under the law because dumb officials have an overblown sense of their position in society. That said, Mike does have sufficient obstacles to overcome just in terms of day-to-day life, let alone dealing with testing the government's adherence to its own blurb, in which it consistently fails, as most who read this will be well aware. As a result of such explosions, falls, and other injuries in combat, Mike suffers not just from loss of sight, but several traumatic brain injuries, PTSD, persistent and debilitating migraines, neck, knee, and back pain, memory loss. The list goes on. Mike's vision loss isn't total. He can still perceive light, and in fact, bright lights are a big problem for him, even with the dark glasses he wears. Frankly, for most people, any of those would make any sort of strong activism next to impossible. To the extent that I think these are at least as noteworthy as being unable to see. I wish I had space to talk about all the implications of PTSD here. Its strong relationship to memory and attendant hypervigilance, the ubiquity of potential triggers, sound, smells, etc., and so on, but it would take us too far afield, and there's a reason I'm writing this now that makes it time critical. I won't get into chronic pain and how that exacerbates every single factor and saps you of your will to anything. Let's just say that Mike goes to extraordinary lengths to honor his oath and leave it at that. It wasn't always precisely the case. Mike tells us that when he took his oath, he wasn't entirely sure what honoring it entailed. By his own admission, he didn't study the Constitution to check whether he was meeting his oath. In fact, it was more like the other way around. It was while he was serving overseas that he asked himself the critical question, am I upholding the Constitution? Am I protecting people's rights? I had to come to grips with, I'm not. What I'm doing is in violation and making it more dangerous and less free for people. This realization has made him generally more sympathetic and swayed in awarding latitude to those who attempt to violate his rights. As he puts it, that's why I sympathize, because I did it, and did horrendous things after swearing an oath. Likewise, the people here who swore the oath are oblivious to the Constitution. My personal feeling is that, if investigated, this experience will not be an isolated one. Mike and his family relocated to North Carolina some months ago, and they did what we all do in such a scenario. He had a recce. He investigated the Veterans Affairs facilities to see how to access the services he needed. He visited health centers to see what services they offered. He visited libraries, always finding out what services they could access and investigating what it was like for an unsighted person to navigate these sites. In many of his videos, you can see what it's like, to the extent that I'm betting I'm not the only male who emitted a drawn-out "oh" when he walked Jules first into that handrail. He gives feedback on his experiences to on-site staff, always attempts to make contact with the ADA coordinator. That's not the assistant district attorney, by the way. It's the Americans with Disabilities Act. The ADA is federal legislation aimed at ensuring that people with disabilities receive equality under the law. This means that, for example, if a person, say, attending court was deaf and the court didn't allow hand gestures, the defendant wouldn't be able to bring an interpreter. Under the ADA, the court would have to allow the defendant to bring an interpreter unless it could demonstrate, not merely assert, that an interpreter would fundamentally alter the way the court conducts business. This latter is really important, and we'll be coming back to it. Let me leave it hanging with a question, though. What foreseeable effect can the interpreter have on the court such that it couldn't function correctly? Let's talk tech for a second. Along with the wonderful knowledge that something really could be in two places at once, thank you, Dr. Derek, came the ability to build incredible technologies rooted in something being able to pass through solid walls. Thank you, Asaki-san, including the thing that's redefining the notion of opposable thumbs in leaps and bounds, the mobile phone. So he's talking about, well, let's read the rest of this. Modern mobile phones are amazing things, connecting us instantly with all the people we want to avoid, teaching us to swipe left and on all matter of potentially life-changing encounters, and generally ruling our lives to one extent or another. Much of it is empty nonsense, such as what Sharon did to Tracy's boyfriend night before last down at To Woodshed, and other such earth-shattering banalities. They do, however, do some pretty wonderful things that can make a difference to those with obstacles. In Mike's case, for example, his phone serves several critical functions. Mike has notes involving relevant case law. These can't be printed or for reading other than with the device that they're not allowing, the device that would make printing them moot. Mike uses sophisticated text-to-speech software that reads and plays back the text via his headset. It can read documents for singing, etc. For signing, etc., which is clearly critical in such a setting as a court of law. Mike also uses a GoPro to compensate for his memory issues. So on 21st February 2020, Mike and Christina were engaged in one of the few phone games they can still enjoy. They were playing Pokemon Go. They had chased something into a church parking lot in Madison, North Carolina, when they were accosted by Madison PD and one of the worst cops I've seen on video, one Officer Benfield. This motherfucker right here. So let's just watch the video here. And by the way, I saw this video back when it first came out, and it was shocking, but that was before COVID happened, so I forgot about it. But I see a lot of videos just like this.
I think there's a way out to my left, and it looks like it's kind of private, but this is a church parking lot, I thought.
So what's going on? Well, I mean, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, what's the reason why you're trying to identify? Okay, but do you have a lawful reason for the stop? Do you have a reasonable articulable suspicion? What crime do you suspect us of committing? Do you suspect us of
Fuck you! How about that? Fuck you. Give me your ID now.
Okay,
How about fuck you? That's what I would say. How about fuck you? How about you respect my fucking privacy, asshole? I have a right to my privacy.
I'm very scared of you.
God.
Oh, do you have a supervisor that's over you?
I feel so bad for
Can we
this
get a
woman.
sheriff out here, please?
She's like terrified.
I need a sheriff.
And this guy is a fucking
Right.
pussy.
Right. The sheriff has
God.
jurisdiction here too.
Right there. He's calling for backup. You should have fucking capped him. Taken off.
What is the reason? Okay, that's illegal.
Oh, fuck this guy. Fuck you.
What is the reason you're asking for the ID?
You got about 2 seconds. You got 2 seconds.
Tell us the reason. Please.
Fuck this
Put
guy.
my hand down.
I'm gonna break your window.
Put my hand down, because I don't want you to say that
Hey, like a bully, like cut, like doing like a fake punch. Like I'm gonna punch
You
you.
hear us, right?
Fucking puto ass fucking bitch.
We're afraid of you.
I'm already answering. Why?
For what crime?
Why?
You have to tell somebody what crime they've committed. You fucking faggot.
It's cold out. It's cold. Please don't.
Dude, if at that point you should be fucking capping this fool. He is not exempt from self-defense.
Come on. Are you?
Can you help? Can you stop?
Fuck this guy.
What is going on?
Please, there's another somebody on your right. Can I tell him you can't see?
Yeah.
He's blind. I want.
Please don't hurt me.
What do I do?
Yeah,
Just
he's
a
gonna
second.
put
Can
him
I
both.
give you my? I'll show you my ID. Please don't break.
I don't have one.
I'm gonna get my ID out. I'm getting my ID. It's in my back pocket. It's in my pocket. It's in my pocket. It's in my pocket.
God, fuck you.
I don't have
Get
one.
your ID out. He's so pissed that the windows rolled up. He's like, I can't reach into the vehicle and open your door.
I'd rather not hand it to you. I will show you my ID. Come on, man.
Give me the ID.
He's threatening to hurt you, so just
Here.
give me
See my ID.
God, fucking
I'm terrified
faggot.
right now. Can you please step back?
Fuck this cop.
Why would you have an ID? Can I tell who you are?
No.
Why do you need to know who
You
you
you can choose to remain silent.
I'm gonna choose to remain silent. I'm going to not talk to you anymore.
Get out of
We're
the vehicle
afraid.
now. We need to molest you.
Put him on speaker.
We definitely need to molest you people. That's for sure.
Just tell your phone to call whatever Rockingham County Sheriff's Office. Ask them to come
Call
out.
Rockingham County Sheriff's Department.
Call the police on the police.
Why do you want the window up, sir? Why do you want us out of the car?
Police, help! It's the police.
I'm calling the sheriff.
Why? We don't. Yeah. Let's get the sheriff on the phone because we don't feel safe with you here.
Hi, is this the sheriff?
What about that other guy? So look at him.
I need help.
Is that a cop car?
We're in Madison, in the town of Madison. We have people that are threatening to smash our window. They're saying they're police, but they're not telling us that there's a crime. They're threatening to throw us out of the car.
Do you know where you are?
Where, you know what the address is here?
The guy's like,
Sure.
fuck this, I'm getting
Run
out
over
of
to the sheriff's
here.
office.
Address is here.
Oh wait, was that a cop?
Oh,
Okay.
It's like a private
we
vehicle.
need a supervisor here because what you're doing is illegal, sir. What you're doing, yes
I'm
it is.
behind Madison United Methodist Church in Madison. Can you send the sheriff out here, please?
Any unit near the Madison Church with a vehicle.
Please help me. He's threatening to smash my window. Please help me.
Sorry, advising they understand community assistance. What kind of vehicle are you in?
We need to start treating these cops like they're actual thugs, like they are. Like the thugs they are. They are thugs. This is not how you behave when a thug, like, tells you, give me all your money or
Can you tell
whatever.
us why he wants the door open?
Open the door so that I can molest you.
He looks like a uniform, but he's being really mean. Madison United Methodist.
He's threatening.
Listen to me. You have no right to say no to me as an officer. I can spread your butthole and you have to let me. You understand?
I don't know why he's threatening violence.
He hasn't stated any crime or reason for stopping. What's the crime? We were on the way out when you stopped us.
Can I show him?
Fuck this cop, man. Fuck this cop. Oh, here's another fat fucking cop.
No, we're trying to talk to them.
Stop! Stop! Please
Please
don't!
don't smash our window.
Please don't!
Why?
How? He's gonna break my window! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! I'm listening to you.
These guys are fucking pushovers, man. You could fucking cap both
We're
of them.
afraid he's gonna
And they
hurt
would.
us.
Look at them. Look at these pudgy bastards.
We don't
They
feel
wouldn't know
safe.
what the fuck to do if you actually fought back. They're like, yeah, this is how we like it. Like a coward. Because they're actually cowards. They're terrified right now. They're like, oh my god, these people could do anything to us. Oh my god.
We're listening. We can hear you.
They're probably more terrified than this woman is inside. Because of how pussy fucking, they're so scared of somebody disobeying their
We're
authority.
afraid. We don't.
Oh
we're
my
afraid
god,
he's threatening
this person's
violence.
not following my orders. Oh my god, what am I gonna do?
Our car is
What are we gonna do
destroyed.
with these people?
We don't feel safe. Okay, it's fine. Yeah. Please stop.
Fuck this fucking pig ass right there.
Seizures of our property.
Fucking pigs.
We're trying to leave. How is that trespassing? Please stop. Okay, just do. Yeah. You're threatening violence. So.
An overnight security could have done a better job than this. Seriously, they're supposed to be the big boys. Supposed to be. Overnight security could have just said, hey you guys, this is private property, you guys need to leave. Alright, cool, have a good night.
Okay. I have PTSD. I have multiple brain injuries. I'm blind. Okay. Do you have a disability coordinator, please? I need somebody to help me communicate because I do not feel safe. She doesn't feel safe. She's got disabilities. That's why this is hard for us to communicate what's going on. Do you understand that? I'm requesting under the Americans with Disabilities that we have been talking. You don't have to be in our car. We don't consist any sort of.
If you're blind, how you know I'm in your car?
Because I can hear you.
I wasn't talking. Sir, step
I
out.
heard you lean. I can feel you on my car, man.
Sir, step out of the car, please.
Is it with your legs or
What?
you're blind? You have with your legs? You able to walk or anything? Or
What is going on?
you have anything?
For what crime? How's that trespassing when we were leaving?
You were back here.
We were literally here. We were here playing Pokemon. We were playing Pokemon, and we were on our way out when people had lights came on.
You thought you could drive around unmolested?
Okay. And we're leaving. Can I get my phone, please? Over there. I'm gonna get my phone and close the door.
You're not grabbing anything out of the floor, like I said.
You're not grabbing anything out of the car, like I said. Fucking bitch. God. Fucking bitch, man. These fucking bitches. He's no respect for himself. So they threw his phone on the dash, is what I heard. They grabbed his phone out of his hand, they threw it on the dash. So it's like the phone is still going and it's recording the assholery. I can't really hear anything. I can barely hear anything. Dealing with bullshit. This is where your life is fucking hijacked. And you're like, oh man, I just want to just go home and fucking have a cup of hot cocoa and fucking go to bed and forget about this whole fucking ordeal. But no. They're gonna fucking kidnap you too. After you stand outside consenting to the whole thing while more officers show up, like in shock and trauma about what the fuck is just happening. Oh yeah, you forgot that the fucking beast fucking cult is fucking here. Now you're fucked. So it just goes on, and very little low audio. He's a vet, first of all, which is one of the biggest threats to America. Anyone who's an ex-vet has military training, so they already hate you. Anybody who's a vet or a convict or homeless is like a second grade or second like a, what's it called, the, you know what I mean, like the lower grade citizen. Like they're treated less. If you're an ex-convict or a vet, fuck you. If anybody who's an authority figure, fuck them. Because they're already labeled a vet or a fucking ex-convict or homeless, whatever. It's like, oh, I can treat that guy like shit. Or that guy deserves to be treated like shit or whatever. And on top of that, he's also an activist who fucking exposes their ass all the time on his YouTube channel, so I'm sure that didn't help with these fucking authoritarian fucks. He's not somebody who just bends over. He's somebody who's been through the grinder and he understands how fucked up it is. How dare he fucking talk bad about them. But anyway, fuck the cult. And fuck the whole court bullshit. And everybody has to beg and plead with them. Let's continue the article. Now, there will be some people who suggest that they should have simply complied. But heedless compliance is why... God, I fucking hate those people. You should have just followed directions. Fuck you! Fuck you! Anybody who says that. God. But heedless compliance is why we're in this mess. In fact, there was no legal basis to require ID, nor to require either Mike or his wife to exit the vehicle. Yeah, exactly. They weren't even charged with a crime. They were arrested for resisting arrest. Do you understand how fucked up that is? You resist somebody trying to kidnap you. And that's a crime to resist kidnap. There was a suggestion that they were trespassing, but at no point did anybody authorized by the property owner ask them to leave, which is a fundamental requirement for any trespass. And if they were trespassed, where's the trespass notice? Do they write them a trespass notice? Like, doesn't it have to be like a trespass is like a charge from somebody, so it has to be signed or like issued by the property owner or something? I don't know. I think that's how it works, but in the event, Mike was charged with resisting an officer, which is a secondary charge, but not one that can stand on its own. In order to resist, the officer must have lawful grounds to detain or arrest. Absent that, it's a nonsense charge. Their chosen title for the usual contempt of cop. So then he should have been released immediately. But these fucks took him to their fucking compound and tortured him. Mike was taken to Rockingham County Jail on a $2,500 bond. $2,500 bond. It's worth noting that only a few weeks before, Mike was attacked by security staff in a health center, suffering a brain injury, and is still recovering from that. Why would security staff be attacking people at health centers? It's interesting. Because he's an ex-vet, and he's also blind, so it's like he's a helpless ex-vet. Which means like he's a punching bag to anybody who fucking is an authoritarian. They stripped him, took his glasses and cane, and put him on suicide watch in a brightly lit room. Many people aren't aware, but suicide watch is often used for purposes other than ensuring that an inmate doesn't commit suicide. It's used punitively, meaning intended for punishment. In a lot of cases, as a it's like the hole. Put him in the hole. Put him on suicide watch. As a retaliatory measure to garner compliance or to assuage butthurt and bruised ego. Yeah. It's also suggested quite convincingly that people are put on suicide watch as a pretext for harming them. Oh, they're gonna, yeah, they feel, okay, yeah, because they feel threatened. If somebody's strapped down or in a fucking cell, they're so terrified that this person isn't complying willfully and spreading their butt cheeks for them. So that's a pretext for harming them. Oh my God, they feel so threatened by them, not just them not spreading their buttholes for them. This guy's not spreading their butthole for me. He could hurt me. Even after I kidnapped him and put him in a cage. Yeah, you think? It's like, if they let you kidnap you, then, they're complying with that. This whole thing is bullshit. But, they have a point that somebody who is kidnapped and caged would have a pretext for harming them. But if they're already complying in the first place, then they probably want to get through the situation. They're letting themselves be kidnapped so it doesn't become more complicated. But how dare they not fucking comply with their butt cheeks spread? That's a pretext for them. Generally, Mike doesn't want to play the bond game, as he and Christina have no intention of funding the system that unfairly keeps people in jail simply because they're poor. This is something that they discussed previously, and they remain resolute. And here's a video where he calls her from jail.
Mike calling from jail, February 22nd, 2020.
To accept this call, press 3 now. Lock on. This call will be recorded as subject to monitoring at time. You may begin speaking now.
Hello? I can hear you.
Yes, I am. Yeah, we're okay.
I'm not safe here. You need to get me out of here. You understand?
You need me to get you out of there. You're not safe here.
Yeah. I'm not safe. They put me on suicide watch and strip me naked. And so I'm safe.
Oh my
Saying
god.
that it's not because I did it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, any ideas?
What do you mean?
How do I get you out of there?
Call, yeah. Stay on. Use another phone right now. Use another phone. Call Bill Bonson.
Okay.
And tell him to post the bomb if you're into it. Bomb 2500 SDK. Correction that. And then I'm going to get one bomb.
Okay. Bail.
Okay? The Rockingham.
Okay. Bail bondsman.
Give him my name.
Good.
Don't
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to find one. Okay. Oh my god.
There are 60 seconds remaining.
Get down naked and open your butthole for us.
I love you. I know.
Seriously, the worst things happen in jail. Worst things. I've seen some crazy shit. Like strapping somebody down and electrocuting them until they die.
Hi, this is Melissa Seiler. I'm so sorry that I missed your call. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll call you back as soon as possible.
I'll keep trying.
Thank you and have a great day.
Yeah, I will. I'll keep trying. I'll keep. I'll get you. I'll get you. Okay, babe. Come on. Bye. I love you. I love you. I'll get you out. I'm getting.
Goodbye.
Oh, God. I found a bail bondsman that would work with us and got Mike out.
God, I fucking hate that little squirrely faced little bitch fucking punk. God. Little fucking bald head with a tiny little fucking face on his fucking giant fucking bald head. Tiny little mustache. Got this look of like a fucking squirrel. Like, hey boy. Hey boy. Fucking hate that. These fucking people, man, they're so fucking dumb. But they think that they have the right to assault and torture people. It's pretty clear that Mike was in genuine fear for his life, and not at all unjustified in being fearful. They bit the bullet, and Christina found a bondsman that would work with them and got him bailed. Fast forward to his court date, or rather the date before his court date. He contacted the court to see what their restrictions were on electric devices and learned that all his assistive devices were prohibited. He spoke to the disability coordinator, who advised him that he had to seek accommodations in writing and refused to take any sort of request for him to be able to use his devices. This was obviously not practical, so he had little option but to turn up and see what happened. Bureaucratic Jobsworths being what they are, they denied him entry. The DA wanted to get a warrant issued for failure to appear, but the judge at least wasn't slow enough to grant that. They know that this whole thing is fucked, but they need money because the economy has failed. But this is all over a resisting arrest charge. They do they know what they're doing here? Like, they're about to, like, this thing needs to get blown up. I mean, this shit happens, but when it happens to activists who call out to their activist friends, and their activist friends fucking stir up a commotion over it, you can get public faith in the system to be threatened. And that's the worst thing you can threaten. So they got to bury the cops. That's the only solution they have for this. They have to bury the cops, and they have to, like, you know, wash their hands of it and say, oh, well, we're good. It was the cops that were bad. The DA wanted to get a warrant issued for failure to appear. On this day, a written request was submitted for reasonable accommodation under the ADA. Here's the meat and response of that. Electronic devices, including recording devices, are prohibited in the Rockingham County Courthouse pursuant to an amended administrative order, which order is enclosed. On July 6, 2020, this office received your request on behalf of your client, redacted, to enter Rockingham County Courthouse with the following: iPhone, Milestone 312 voice recorder, GoPro camera and chest harness, Boss Bluetooth headset, aftershocks, Bluetooth headset, buzz clip, obstacle detector, backup batteries, charging cables, backpack, white cane, ball cap, selfie stick, and click rule. This office is treating this as a request for a reasonable accommodation under the Americans with Disabilities Act. After reviewing the request, this office is unable to grant permission for your client to use all the listed devices inside the courthouse. Recording devices such as cameras, cell phones, etc. are not allowed inside the courthouse. To allow such accommodations inside the courthouse would fundamentally alter the nature of the court proceedings. The following request devices will be allowed: the buzz clip, obstacle detector, backup batteries, charging cables, backpack, white cane, ball cap, and click rule. All other requested devices are denied. Your client is subject to being held in direct criminal contempt if found to have recorded anything inside the courthouse, audio and or visual, and if found to have shared, downloaded any recording, audio and or visual on any social media platform or allowed anyone else to do the same. Note the lovely threat, which speaks directly to the motivation of the court. The term contempt has very specific meaning in law and has nothing to do with feelings being hurt. In reality, contempt of court is a situation in which somebody's behavior is fundamentally disruptive to the court's ability to conduct business. That brings us nicely to the assertion, and that's all it is, that allowing the requested electronic devices into the courthouse would fundamentally alter the nature of the court's proceedings. How exactly would having these devices alter the nature of proceedings? I've racked my brain, and the only thing I can think that might be disruptive by such devices is corruption. All across the U.S., courtrooms now have their own audio-visual recording systems with footage available to anybody who requests it under public information legislation. That said, the burden to prove that such devices would fundamentally alter the nature of court proceedings falls on the court. Merely asserting it to be the case is insufficient in law, and this refusal clearly violates several states and federal laws. Here's the critical part of federal law straight from the ADA. 35.164 duties. This subpart does not require a public entity to take any action that it can demonstrate would result in a fundamental alteration in the nature of a service, program, or activity, or in undue financial and administrative burdens. In those circumstances where personnel of the public entity believe that the proposed action would fundamentally alter the service, program, or activity, or would result in undue financial and administrative burdens, a public entity has the burden of proving that compliance with this subpart would result in an alteration or burdens. The decision that compliance would result in such alterations or burdens must be made by the head of the public entity or his or her designee after considering all resources available for use in the funding and operation of the service program or activity, and must be accompanied by a written statement of the reasons for reaching that conclusion. If an action required to comply with this subpart would result in such an alteration or such burdens, a public entity shall take any other action that would not result in such an alteration or such burdens, but would nevertheless ensure that to the maximum extent possible, individuals with disabilities receive the benefit or services provided by the public entity. Note the bold bits. Not only did the court not prove such a burden, it failed to provide a written explanation of the reasons for reaching that conclusion. Once again, the mere assertion it would fundamentally alter the nature of court proceedings is not sufficient in law to fulfill their obligations under this legislation. The refusal is unwarranted, not least because simply allowing him to use his assistive devices would place no undue burdens on the court, nor in fact any burdens at all. It's for the court to demonstrate otherwise. As for the threat, retaliation or coercion, no private or public entity shall discriminate against any individual because that individual has opposed any act or practice made unlawful by this part, or because that individual made a charge, testified, assisted, or participated in any manner in an investigation, proceeding, or hearing under the act or this part. B. No private or public entity shall coerce, intimidate, threaten, or interfere with any individual in the exercise or enjoyment of, or on account of his or her having exercised or enjoyed, or on account of his or her having aided and encouraged any other individual in the exercise or enjoyment of any right granted or protected by the act or this part. So Mike is in court on Wednesday for this charge and has been threatened with arrest on a criminal contempt charge if he attends with his assistive devices. Can we do anything? I'm hoping we can. We need to get the word out. Specifically, we need to get the word in to Rockingham County Courthouse. We need to light up the phones on Monday and Tuesday until the court does its job properly and allows reasonable accommodations as requested. We need to be respectful. We need to challenge for a proper explanation of why this accommodation was refused. We need to know in precisely what manner allowing Mike to have his assistive devices will appreciably, let alone fundamentally, alter the nature of court proceedings. We need to know why this spurious charge hasn't simply been dropped. Frankly, given that it's a secondary charge with no attendant primary charge, showing that there was no basis for arrest or detention. Get this word out to everybody you know, ping all your favorite YouTube activists, and link them to this. So, I heard that I got a comment on Facebook from Christina Nelson, the woman in that video, and they said that the August 19th, which is tomorrow, court date is continued to October 14th. So they pushed the court date back, sounds like, to the 14th because of all this attention, or probably just because they love to fuck with people and they love to drag it out as long as they fucking possibly can, wasting everybody's fucking time and giving all this paperwork shit to do for them to do or whatever, and for you to do if you're involved in it. But that doesn't mean we're still not going to make some calls. So the whole point of calling is just to say, hey, I'm paying attention to this, and you guys pretty much that's all it is. You're calling for the sake of saying, hey, I see you. I'm a person, and I see what you guys are doing. The more calls they get like that, no matter how it comes across, respectfully or disrespectfully, if they know that somebody is paying attention to this situation, they know that faith in the system is faltering, which is the worst thing. That's the main thing that they have to fucking... It's a big scam. And if people are figuring out the scam, they have to fucking throw somebody under the bus to keep the scam going. Okay? And we're hoping that they throw these fucking pig fucks under the bus for fucking following their bullshit orders and, you know, getting butthurt. You know what I mean? They need a fucking, like, people like that who like teach other people by hurting them. They themselves, only those people need to be hurt so that they can learn. Because normal people don't learn like that. Like, when you hurt that, normal people just get traumatized. And then they turn into abusers or victims or whatever. But not everybody fucking becomes a police officer and does it for a living, like these fucks. So for that choice, they need to pay, they need to hurt because that's the only thing that's going to teach them that it was a poor choice. They're going to be thrown under the bus as police officers. So let's call. Are these the only numbers? District Judge Chris Freeman, District Attorney, and Clerk of Court. See, just double confirm that. Okay, and we also got these numbers too. Alright. So let's start at the bottom, which I think would be these. Let's call Nancy Astrike, State ADA Coordinator. Oh yeah, what was the name of this fucking officer? Benfield. Keith Benfield. God damn, how long does it take to load a fucking Facebook page? I hope my stream is going okay. Excellent connection, it says. Look at this fuck! This squirrely face fuck. Look at all the comments. What a real piece of shit. Best to fire him before it ends up costing taxpayers. Oh shit. Officer Keith Benfield, I'm sorry, needs to be investigated for the wrongful arrest of Mike, a blind veteran. Yeah, for sure. People are fucking already like, look at this shit. What is this? Receiving his FTO pin from Lieutenant Tim Handy. Officer Benfield just completed a week-long field training officer school. Aw, look at him. Aw, congratulations. You completed the program, buddy. You got your fucking big boy badge. It's like the fucking Boy Scouts. Alright. Back to the call. It's 4814. Wow. Disconnected. So Nancy Astrike's number has been disconnected. All right, let's try the North Carolina Department of Justice.
Hi, I'm Josh Stein, North Carolina's Attorney General. Thank you for calling the Department of Justice. I hope we can be helpful. If you are having a problem with a business, landlord, or scam, please press 1 for consumer protection.
1.
If you have a question about a criminal matter, including inmate issues or gun laws, please press 2. For a child support or child welfare matter, please press 3. If you are calling because you received a letter from this office on a collections matter, please press 4. If you'd like to leave me a message telling me your thoughts about an issue, please press 5. For all other matters, just stay on the line and your call will be answered shortly. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day.
Wait while I transfer your call. North Carolina Department of Justice, please hold. How may we help you?
Hi, who am I speaking with?
This is Lynn, Department of Justice.
Hi, are you familiar with the court hearing or court case or whatever it's called for tomorrow with Mike? I think it's Mike Nelson.
I've gotten a couple of calls about that, but I don't know every case that they work in, so I can't tell you that I know anything about it.
Oh.
How can I help you?
Oh, really? You've gotten some calls about it?
I think today I got one other one. Yes.
Okay. Are you are you familiar at all with the case and what it entails?
I'm sorry, sir. I just answer the phones and direct the calls. I don't get involved in the cases that they're working on.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Is there anybody I can talk to about that?
I can put you over to Mr. Stein's comment line where you can leave a message for him about it.
Sure, I guess. I mean, there's no one I can talk to.
Well, we don't talk about the cases they don't talk about those things with everybody. These are things that go on behind the scenes. So.
Well, I want to talk to somebody as a concerned citizen and tell them that I'm watching the situation and that what they're doing is fucked up and that those police officers need to be burned for what they did and Mike needs to, you know what I mean, like.
On this line, this is not appropriate language on this line, sir. I can put you over to the comment line and you can leave a message there for it. Okay.
I can only leave a message. There's no one I can talk to in person. You're saying?
Josh Stein. Thanks for calling my office to share your thoughts about the issues facing the state. Hearing from people like you helps me to do my job better, so please leave a message. Thanks and have a great day.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, I'm a concerned citizen calling about the case with Mike Nelson, the blind vet who was molested by Officer Benfield when him and his wife were just playing Pokemon Go, and all he had to tell him was that, this is a private property, you gotta leave, and he would have left, but instead they decided to kidnap him and torture him, and there's no primary charge for it. It's a resisting arrest charge, and his court case is tomorrow, and you're saying that you won't let him inside the courthouse with his equipment, and it's all just fucking bullshit. This is some bullshit ass bullshit, and what you guys are doing is you're destroying the faith in the system, and people are paying attention to this, and they're listening to what's happening, they're watching what's happening, they're watching what you guys do. So you guys need to burn those officers if you guys don't want to fucking, be be held responsible by the people for this corruption and this this tyranny. These are peaceful people, and you're dragging them through the mud with this. Like, I know you guys are extorting people for money, and that's what you guys do, but you can't do it with somebody who has no primary charge. And for somebody who, like, the videos online, there's a lot of evidence that, like, people can see this case for what it is. So just letting you know, go fuck yourself too, on as well for doing what you do, and you guys should all quit your jobs. Fuck you for doing what you do. Quit your fucking job. All right, let's call the next number. Court of Clerk. Hey, who am I speaking with?
This is Charlie.
Is there somebody I can speak to about the Mike Nelson's case?
Mike Nelson, that would be in district court. What's the charge?
There's the charge is resisting arrest.
Okay, one moment. Criminal department.
Hey, is there somebody I can speak to about Mike Nelson's case?
Well, let me get him pulled up and see what. Has it already been to court?
Well, there was a court date for tomorrow. I don't know if I think it was delayed to October. It might have been delayed till October, but it was scheduled for tomorrow.
Do you know what the charge is?
Resisting arrest.
It's set for tomorrow.
So, I just wanted to call and tell you that I'm a concerned citizen, and I've been following the situation online, and like, you guys have nothing for like to actually charge him with, like, and it's bullshit that no one's gonna allow him inside the courthouse for his equipment that he needs to read and sign paperwork with.
Okay, you're calling what we are. We're the clerk's office. We're the record keeper. We don't charge anybody with anything. We just keep the record. So you're calling the wrong person. You probably need to call the police department or someplace like that, the sheriff's department. We just keep records.
Well, is there anybody there that I can talk to about this case, though?
No, sir, it's not.
Have you gotten any other calls like this?
Nope, we sure haven't.
All right, well, I will call. What about the district attorney and district judge Chris Freeman? Would they be good people to call?
Well, you probably won't get in touch with the judge because he's in court. You're more than welcome to call the district attorney's office.
Do you actually have the Rockingham County Police Department's number?
No, I sure don't. I'm sure you can find it.
All right. Thank you for your help. So the clerk of court number, apparently they don't listen to, they just keep records. All right. I don't know how this shit works. So we're cold troll calling here. Let's call the district attorney. The judge is probably at court. That'd be so funny if his cell phone rang. 6010. Hey, can I speak to the district attorney?
He is not in the office at the moment. Could I take a message?
Do you know when he's coming back to the office?
No, sir, I don't.
It's about Mike Nelson's case that with a court hearing, a court case that's scheduled for tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, but we can't comment on a pending case, sir.
Well, I have a couple comments that I would like to talk to the district attorney about concerning this case.
Sir, he cannot discuss a pending case with you. I'm sorry.
Why not?
By law, we cannot talk to anyone about a pending case.
All right. Well, is there? Can I leave a message for him?
Sure. I can't promise you a call back, but I will be glad to take a message.
Can I leave a message on his voicemail?
I can take a message if you want to leave it with me.
All right. Well, the message is that I'm a concerned citizen, and I've been watching the case online, and you guys have nothing to charge him with. You know, for like all he was doing was he was out. You know what I mean? Like to the trespassing charge. I watched the video. You know, I watched the arrest video. All they had to do was tell him to leave, and he would have left. And you guys are treating him like garbage, and they're torturing him in jail, and you won't let him inside the courtroom with his equipment that he needs. It's just all bullshit. It's all just dragging somebody who's peaceful through the mud, and people are losing faith in you and losing faith in the system when they follow and see stuff like this. And I'm putting the word out there too to anybody, for everybody, so that they will pay attention to this and see how justice really works.
All right, sir. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I will pass along your message.
All right, cool. And also tell him to go fuck himself. All right. Judge next. 336 634 6012. Judge Chris Freeman. Come on, Judge. Come on, Judge. Pick up your phone, Judge. Come on, Judge. Come on, Chris. Come on, Chris Freeman. Fucking puto ass fucking God. Fuck these people.
You have reached the desk of Vicki Underwood at the Rockingham County Judge's Office. Please leave your name and number, and I will get back with you as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, Judge Chris Freeman. I'm a concerned citizen. I've been watching the situation as far as Mike Nelson's case, and it's kind of fucked up what you guys are doing. I'm just saying. I'm losing, like, me and a lot of people who are following this case. They're all watching, and they're all seeing how justice really works. You guys are crooks. You guys are scammers. You guys are harassing, torturing, and kidnapping. Well, you guys aren't kidnapping. I'm sorry. But harassing and tormenting peaceful people. And you won't let him use his recording equipment even inside the courtroom. Like the whole case, you know what I mean? The arrest video, you know, everything. It's all on the internet. And I'm spreading it. And a lot of people are watching it. And you guys ought to be ashamed of yourselves and quit your jobs. And go fuck yourself for what you guys are doing. Fuck you for being a judge. Fuck you. If you're still listening to this fucking message, seriously, fuck you for being a fucking bullshit, complacent contributor to these fucking thugs and this violent gang. Fuck you. Go fucking kill yourself. Your parents ought to be ashamed. Fuck you. And you ought to burn the fucking police for what they've done if you don't want them to come after you. So what's his name again? Benfield, Officer Benfield. You should burn that fool and burn the Madison Police Department if you guys don't want to feel the heat. So that's all I want to say, and go fuck yourself. All right. Let's call the fucking PD Police Department. Open 24 hours. Or maybe I shouldn't call the police department because they're like threatening them and shit. They're like threatening them, and those are like the fucking. No, but they should get fucking calls for people fucking telling them that they see what they're fucking doing. I just won't make any threats.
Madison Police Department.
Is Officer Benfield there?
No, he's not.
Yeah, can you take a message for him?
Yes.
I'm a concerned citizen, and I'm following Mike Nelson's case. And I saw the video, the arrest video, and he looks like a fucking little piggy. He's a fucking asshole, and we're seeing what he's doing, and he's gonna be burned for what he's done, for fucking assaulting and molesting people.
Do you have an emergency or something?
No, I don't have an emergency. I don't have an emergency. Just tell Officer Benfield that, and
you have a wonderful day. Okay?
And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Go quit your job and fuck yourself. God, fuck Madison PD. Fuck all police. So, let's go back to the article here. Oh, wait. There was another video here that I didn't show you yet. Where did I find that video? I mean, I wish there was more people I could call. I like telling the government to go fuck themselves a lot. Let's just look at these real quick. These are the pointers for if you guys call in, you can do it a lot better than me. Covering this, that the accommodations aren't even legal. You know, like they're breaking their own laws here by not proving the burden of proof that and not providing accommodations, and also not harassing and threatening for somebody who refuses to participate when his accommodations aren't being met. We read on that other in the yeah, exactly. Where any undue burden is placed on the court is required pursuant to 28 CFR 35.164 to take any action that would not cause undue burden. Abusing contempt laws designed to ensure the court business is not interrupted, and using them to issue coercive threats to issue a violation coercive threats is itself a violation of 28 CFR and 35.134. And 4, by identifying the requested accommodations, the court stands in violation of 28 CFR. Yeah, I should have said that on the phone. But I don't fucking care about, like, you guys are breaking your own laws. Like, I'm there to tell them that people are losing faith in government because of fucking shit like this. But they should already have no faith in government. But I mean, people would be better off. But like, this is the kind of shit that proves it, that they don't even follow their own rules. Denial of reasonable accommodation specifically to allow a user with a disability from employing the aids they already possess to give them the same experience as able-bodied users is a violation and affords no immunity to the state under the 11th Amendment as detailed in 28 CFR and 35.178. 5. Unless the reasonable accommodations are made, all parties involved in this decision will be subject to civil proceedings pursuant to 42 U.S.C. And 1983 for deprivation of rights under full color of law. So those are the points that you could bring up if you guys wanted to call in, and please do. I mean, even if you're anybody can call in as a concerned citizen and tell these people this shit, or just tell them to go fuck themselves like I did. And either way, I think it's both beneficial and useful. Let's go to the Blind Justice page real quick. I feel so bad for anybody who has to be dragged through court. Holy fuck, that is some fucking grade A bullshit, anxiety, stress inducing. Like, I mean, damn, like, with everything that's going on with fucking COVID and making me feel miserable, I can at least say that I'm not being dragged through court. There was a video, I can't find it right now, but it was him and his wife talking about it. I wanted to end on that. Was it this? Oh, no, that's not it. I'll probably get banned for that. Should I risk it, guys? Should I get banned for this? Is it worth it? I might get kicked off of Facebook for like a month if I post this. Because if you have, like, this is too much hate for Facebook. So anyway, where is that video? Could have sworn there was a video, another video here. Oh, here's the where they held him outside the courtroom. I'm pretty sure.
After 30 days, I could not believe my before and after picture. I literally rolled back the hands of time 10 years. When I first saw this
Alright, in High Point, our client, this is, I think this is the Guilford County Courthouse. We're back on track. What's next?
Oh, I know this. I don't know if this is it or not, but you guys should check out his channel and get more caught up on this than I am, even. But damn it, I can't find that other video, so I'm just gonna check the chat then and leave it here. Oh wait, the chat's not here. Oh, I got nothing in I got nobody in the chat. I got one viewer. So I'm gonna end it here, but basically this is just another example of like everything I just talked about. There's nothing really I need to add here, but my heart goes out to these people for what they're going through. So good luck to you. I heard that the court case was delayed, so all the more time that people have to call and tell them what you think. Thanks for listening.